Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the Maniogs live discussion. Please allow us few more minutes to. We'll be here shortly. Please be patient. We have Gurpreet today that is going to talk about a few more things, and we're going to start our session as soon as he joins. We are having a bit of technical. We are facing a little bit of technical issues, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow us a few more minutes. I don't know why Mr. Gurpreet is not able to join. I guess it's a bit of network issue. Hi, Gurpreet.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Point of time. I hope you are doing great.
I'm doing great. Tell me. You tell
Okay.
me.
Let us begin with our today's discussion, and I'll just welcome again. So, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, and thank you, Gurpreet, who is a life coach expert and relationship marriage expert as well. And I welcome him again. So he's going to talk about more about self confidence and self esteem. That how it works in a regular day to day basis, and how it affects your daily life, and how you can just be a good person, how it affects in personality development and other stuff, how it mentally affects you and all. So please, Gurpreet, please, like little bit more brief about yourself to our audience.
Okay. So my name is Gurpreet Singh. I'm a life coach, counselor, and a hypnotherapist, and I have 5 years plus experience specifically related to relationships and self-discovery. So I usually get people who are very low in confidence, either in a relationship, imbalanced relationship, or they are students, or maybe they are working professionals, but they feel that they cannot do or achieve anything in their life. So I help them usually see their the real self and get back on track.
That's a very well and interesting job. I'll say that work. You gotta make a person on the right track and make him see the right way about himself. So,
Yes.
Gurpreet, let us talk about our today's topic, which is self-confidence and self-esteem. What is your opinion? And give us a brief about what exactly is self-confidence, and how it affects a person, and what exactly is then self-esteem, and how it affects a mental well-being or a well-being.
Okay. So let me give you an example of maybe you are driving a car. Okay. And when you drive a car and your fuel tank is having petrol up till the brim. Okay. It's full. Okay. Suppose your meter gauge on your car, it shows it's as empty or half. Okay, what do you feel? You feel anxious, okay, that I won't be able to reach my destination because I have just half of the petrol, or I have no petrol at all, that is empty, okay. But the reality is that it is full, okay, it is full, okay. Human beings also, they were born with limitless possibilities, okay, in life they could achieve anything. If you see a small kid,
Yeah.
has no boundaries, has no fears, has no apprehensions, nothing, okay, even without any of the resources. But say when we grow up, okay, we are constantly being told by our family members, external people that see your meter gauge, your petrol is not full, it's empty, it lacks somewhere, okay, you can't reach your destination. So it means we have the ability, we have the capability, but we see ourselves as failing. We see our meter as being towards the empty. So confidence, I would say, is your perception of your abilities. Okay, so maybe I am a lion, I see in the mirror and I see a cat. Okay, that is my perception of what I am. Okay, what I feel I am. So confidence is my belief in my abilities that I can do something. That is how I can define confidence.
Yeah. That is so. What how it affected you at some point of time? How you build your self confidence? If I talk
Hmm.
about if you're going through something, and how does it really
True.
make balanced?
Yes. So I'll talk something about my life experiences. So I have been bullied at school. Okay, I have, you could say, have that. I was very, you could say, skinny, very thin, and people used to make fun of me, and I could not get along with a lot of groups and a lot of fights. People used to dominate me, all of those things in the childhood. And yes, in the adulthood, when we come to careers and we come to our aspirations and goals, these things in the subconscious mind do stay with us. These experiences of failure, these experiences of rejection,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm in a relationship, or maybe I'm going for a job interview, or maybe I'm meeting someone new. That bully in the back of my mind will play again. Okay, so we'll come to it later on that how to build confidence. But I would, if I want to define self-esteem, okay,
Yeah.
coming to self-esteem now, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like I have a basket which is full of apples. Okay,
Mm.
one apple you could say is self-confidence. Second apple is self-confidence. Third apple is self-confidence. The entire basket I can call is that you could say self-esteem. How? Momentarily, if I fail, my confidence goes down. I try today to do something and I fail, my confidence goes down. I do it again next day, it goes down. Third day, it goes down. Fourth day, it goes down. So I have so many rotten apples in my basket. So what I will say that my self-esteem has now lowered down. Because of constant failures in my life, my self-esteem has come down. But one or two event cannot, it cannot destroy my self-esteem. This is by constant failure, constant not getting to where I want to get, constant criticism from people where my self-esteem is being, you could say, compromised.
True. Then how do you much, a little bit more a brief about how they are interrelated? That I know, that as you explained that if your self-esteem goes down, then you're automatically, so your self-confidence just not boost up. So, how a person can boost both of the things, and, how they can just come out of that fear at, at that you
Mm.
explained that, if you have the fear at back of your mind, somehow, somewhere running. So how do you
Mm.
cope with that thing then?
Right. So confidence is usually task based. Okay. So I can have low confidence in public speaking. Okay. Or I can have low confidence when I speak to strangers or with someone from the opposite sex. I can have low confidence when I'm in a group discussion. I can have low confidence with respect to my physical appearance, or you could say body image. Okay. This is with respect to particular things. Okay.
Yeah.
Not everyone with low confidence will have low self-esteem. Okay, this is by a number of events in your life constantly. When you see yourself falling down in your own eyes,
Yeah.
okay, against your set parameters, your standards. What are these standards? Okay, these are not some universal standards. These standards may be from the society, from your relatives, from your family members, or as you see in the movies or media, and you see, I don't look like that person.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have six pack abs, or maybe I don't have a fair complexion, or
Yeah.
I'm not tall enough. So you compare yourself. Okay, subconsciously you always are comparing yourself with someone.
Yeah.
So knowingly, unknowingly, you are putting yourself in that situation that you judge yourself in the negative way, and ultimately you give yourself a negative mark, like in exams. Okay, CET or CAT, we get this negative marking. You constantly give yourself negative marking. At the end, when you see your results, it's a lot of negative score, and then you say, okay, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy of success, I'm not good enough, I don't look beautiful, people don't love me, people don't like me. So all of these things come from different experiences. One is external criticism, second is my own inner critic, my inner voice, okay, which puts me down again and again, and gradually it amounts to a low self-esteem.
Then we have another question that sums up here, like that, uh, how to be a more of self confidence, and what are the tips that you gave personally that a person can do this activity, or a person can do this thing to keep him busy, or just boost up his self confidence and to make the balance with self esteem. What are your
Okay.
tips about this?
Okay. Okay. First things first. Okay. Whenever we see a package, okay, whenever we see the package, we see the outer covering. How is it from externally? And we also, as human beings, when we go and meet someone, the very first thing which we do is judge the person on the basis of the appearance,
Yeah.
or the other person also does is judge us on the basis of our appearance. So if you are not confident with your appearance, if you are not confident, if you think I have gained weight here and there, or maybe I'm skinny, or maybe I need to work more on grooming myself or this, okay, first thing is not to work out of criticism. There are many people who are like so much of guilty about their increased weight that they go to the gym, go 2 times, starve themselves, don't eat, okay, get eating disorders. Why? Because they want to see themselves in a certain way as they have imagined. Okay.
True.
Now, what happens is that when you go on a guilt trip and you
Yeah.
lose weight or you make changes, that doesn't last for long.
True.
Okay. If you do that change because you want it badly, not because someone criticized you and you don't fit into their shoes. No, I want it for my health. I want to breathe freely in the open. I want to run. I want to jog. I want to do things. Okay, I want to have a pet. You know? I want to cycle. I want to swim. I want to do all of these things. I want to wear this dress because I want to look good in that. Not
Yeah.
because someone says you can't wear it. Okay,
Yeah.
so it comes from self acceptance. First and foremost, change if you want to build up your confidence, okay, and gradually your self-esteem will come from self-acceptance. First, I know I'm this, and it did not make me this in a day or a month. It took years to get here, and there was a reason why I became like that. Okay, anyone who gained weight, anyone who lost something in their business, anyone with a failed relationship did not do it out of their own interest. It was their survival mechanism.
Yeah.
If I'm depressed, if I'm sad, better than going for a smoke or alcohol or drugs, I gorged on food. That was my survival mechanism. I saved myself. How can I put myself down for saving myself, for doing something which saved me? Okay,
Mhm.
for doing something which saved me in my bad times, and I criticize myself. No, accept yourself that I did everything in my life, right or wrong, to save myself. That is my survival mechanism. So I accept myself. Okay, I accept my mistakes. I accept why I did this. Now let's see where I can change, how I can change, if I can change my diet gradually, start walking a little bit, start exercising. So from the outside, first accept
True.
and then start that change. Only then it will be a long lasting thing. Otherwise, it will be because I want someone to know that I will change.
It's actually much good fact that you cleared up. The self acceptance is actually much more important than like much more important than self confidence, because that's what it comes from, right? So it's
Yes. Yes.
basically much more accepted truth that we can say, that you should accept the truth and just work on it. So that's very
True.
well said, Gurpreet. So tell us something, that why these things are, so important in our lifestyle, and why self-confidence, we need it. We all know that we need it. But
Hmm.
why do we need it? Why to, like, we know we need confidence to pass an exam. And sometimes we do see that, people start having over of these things, they have overconfidence and they start doing over stuff. How, what is the importance of being self-confidence and self-esteem and being grounded as such?
Right. Right. So self confidence is the right evaluation of your true self. Right evaluation. When we talk about low confidence, it is also an incorrect evaluation. You could say overconfidence is also an incorrect evaluation. Okay, when I evaluate myself, I know when we do a SWOT analysis, I know my strengths, my weaknesses, threats in my life, I know opportunities, I know everything. I know the weaknesses also. So knowing the weaknesses does not make me low in confidence, but it makes me aware of my shortcomings. Okay, so accurate data, accurately assessing yourself, what I am in reality, that is called that balanced way of improving your confidence. Yeah, overconfidence will always come out in the way that people think that they can do anything, but when they do, they fail miserably.
Yeah.
Why? Because they did not evaluate everything properly. Okay, so there is a very fine line between jumping up and down in the scale of confidence. Okay, now with respect to success and goals, you told me success and being happy in life, everything depends on confidence. Okay, when we take the steps to success, okay, the first step to success is defining your goal. what I want to do. What I want to do. I'm doing engineering. Okay, my dad told me to do engineering, but do I want to do it? Is it my goal? So many people, I have so many parents coming there with children that my child does not want to do engineering. Okay, so there are reasons for it. Maybe it's not his goal. Maybe it's your goal. Okay, so defining your goal. Why I want to do a particular thing, that is called defining the goal. Okay, defining the goal requires confidence. Why? If I don't believe in myself, if I don't believe in my abilities, why will I set a goal for myself? Because I don't believe in myself. If I don't believe in myself, I don't believe that I will reach my goal. If I believe I will not reach, why should I decide a goal? First things first. Okay, it starts with defining the goal. Second, develop a action plan.
True.
What I need to do in order to achieve this goal. Okay, maybe someone wants to study for IAS exams. Okay, prepare for it. So what I need to do? What is my action plan? How many hours do I need to study? What should be my stress management technique? Should I give up leisure completely? Okay, should I give up on mobiles and gizmos altogether? Should I meet my friends? No, what book should I get? Everything, all the action plan. Okay, I have to decide that. Again, if there is no confidence, there is no action plan. Okay. Number three, take action. Written on the paper but not executed. Okay. So I have to execute whatever I have written. If I want to get up at 5, I am getting up at 5. Okay. A person with low confidence will not want to face any challenge in their life. They are in that comfort zone.
Yeah.
We are okay in no performance zone. You want to ask some question? Should I carry on?
No, you can carry on.
Yes. So I have to take action. That requires my belief in myself. Okay. Next is stick to your plan. Consistency. If I want, if suppose someone who is a non-smoker, never smoked in their life,
Yeah,
make him smoke for, you could say, 1 month flat, he will become an addict.
that is true.
Do anything repetitively. Okay. Use cuss words repetitively. It
Yeah,
will be become your identity. Okay. Maybe oversleep every day. It will become your identity. Wake up at 5 a.m. It will become your identity. Okay. What lie every day? It will become your identity. Whatever you do, it will become your identity in some time. Exercise every day, you will develop muscles. Okay. It is going to happen with consistency. It's not like I do it today, then 3 4 days break, then I do it again, then I don't do it again. So confidence will make you consistent. Why? Because I'm getting some results. Some results.
yeah,
I am overweight and I go to the gym and I'll not get results the next day. But what makes me consistent is the feeling of exercising, feeling of loving my body through exercise, feeling of loving my body through good food. That should continue me on the journey. So that again requires confidence. And last is success. You reach success if you're consistent in anything. So everything requires confidence, that belief that I can do. There is one belief I can do, other belief is that I will fail. I will fail, that belief is fearful. It makes you feel panicky. It makes you that you have to face people, you have to answer them, you have to tell them why you failed, you have to give them reasons. So you don't want to get there. So that is why you say, I'll not attempt. Better than failing, it's better not to try at all. This is that mindset, confident and not confident.
and then this is all a societal pressure that to affect a person, in like making their self confidence low. That, as you told, they have to answer society and answer people.
Right.
Then there is a few person, then they don't really consider talking to society, or replying to society. They actually don't literally care about society. And I don't think so a person can actually just straight up ignore the society, as we are living and we are a part of it.
Hmm.
So what are your views on this, that how a person can keeping aside the societal pressure and they can just move on with their work, and that they're what they're doing and what they're good at, and just boosting up their self-confidence and just maintaining their self-esteem? How a person can just avoiding these I'll say barriers, they can just cope up with this stuff.
Right. So societal pressure comes from the fact that we think that life is a race.
Yeah,
Okay, suppose it's me, it's my neighbor, it's my relative son, it's my cousin, and we all are on some race track. And
yeah,
I see them, oh, they are ahead of me. Okay, let me run fast. Okay, or they are doing this. Okay, let me change my lane.
yeah,
Okay,
we
they
come.
are doing this. Okay,
Yeah.
So I want to constantly, I feel like I'm competing with someone. Okay.
Yeah.
That is why I feel answerable to the society. It's like one person is judging the entire human race of your abilities. I feel like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about self acceptance, one acceptance is the acceptance of your individuality, of your uniqueness. This
Yeah.
is very important. Uniqueness. I'll tell you the simple example to tell me that Gurpreet Singh and Shubham, both of them are unique, is that check your fingerprints, check your DNA, nothing matches. Even if I have a twin brother, that
Yeah.
will not match with him. So that is uh, your creator gave you this first piece of information about you, that you are unique. I have created you different than anyone else in the beginning, as soon as you are born. Okay, and then suddenly when we grow up, okay, we have standards set by the society, even comparison done by our parents, and when we see that we are lacking behind or we are not reaching our goals, remind yourself of how unique you are. Simple things is that your life journey does not match with anyone. Okay, different family, different parents, different upbringing, different financial structure, different education, different kind of friends, a different work environment, everything, different career. How can you compare an apple with a mango? I can't say that mango is a superior fruit. No, but apple a day keeps the doctor away. Diabetics are not allowed to have mangoes. Okay, apple has its own content, mango has its own taste. So it's like individuals. Something I will have, the other person won't have. Some things he will have, I will not have. It doesn't mean that I have to get whatever he has.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a proverb which says that if you judge,
Voice
is
not all.
someone, okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
So maybe a problem with their
Yeah,
connection.
there is. Yeah, carry
Okay,
on.
suppose there is a proverb which says that if you uh, judge a fish, judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, you are not doing justice.
Yeah.
Fish will swim. Squirrel will climb the tree. Squirrel cannot swim, and a fish cannot climb the tree. So I have my individuality. I have something which is special to me, a special thing about me, and I have to cherish that special thing about me, which I have. No one else has that. No one else has that like me. Why do I want to give my special things and become someone in general? I want to have that general skills which everyone has, but I don't want to, you could say, make my special skills better. It's
Yeah.
like you forget what you really are. Find out what is your real talent, what you are meant to do, what is your life purpose, what you were born to do, and do that only. If you are not meant to be an engineer, don't be. If you are meant to be an artist, be an artist. Be a singer, be a singer. If you are meant to be a musician, be a musician.
True.
You cannot be everyone, and everyone cannot be you. So, first things about your self belief and self acceptance come from that fact that you accept the uniqueness in you. Only
Yeah.
then you will not compare.
I read somewhere that, school and colleges and getting a degree and all is, it's a part of life. You just, people what do is they just make this as their life, so, may as even personally consider this as a okay, it's a degree. I cannot just make a degree a part of my life, as there's so much other things to do. Maybe there's so much other thing that I can explore, and so much other things that I can go and work on, and maybe I'm much perfect in that thing rather than this. So
Mm.
I guess there, maybe you can turn your not profession but your passion into your profession as well. So
True.
yeah, that's really much more to look forward into, and there's a much more wider concept on this, I suppose.
I really like that when you said that degree is a part of your life. And
Yeah.
I want to elaborate that by saying that whenever you go for a job interview, okay,
Yeah.
this is very important thing. When you go for a job interview and see that advertisement, it's written required a manager for so and so position. है
Yeah.
ना?
Yeah.
And it's written minimum qualification is maybe a BCom or an MCom or an MBA or an LLB or whatever in the bracket.
Yeah.
Minimum qualification. That is your entry criteria. Then it's written, okay, good communication skills, team working capabilities, punctuality, this, that, 10, 20 more things. So it means the employer does not want a degree holder, he wants someone with skills.
Yeah.
Degree can give you an entry to an organization, okay, but it will not guarantee that you are going to be in that organization for a long period of time. If you really want to be employed forever, for long
True.
life, okay, you need to develop your skills, interpersonal skills, communication skills, teamwork abilities, you could say presentation skills, okay, empathy, emotional intelligence, so many things. You develop
Yeah.
these skills, and your degree just, it's not your deciding factor, it's
Yeah.
not your only identity.
True.
So you have to develop these skills also in order to be in that confidence zone, good confidence zone.
True. Just very well explained that statement, and that's some sums up my another question that we usually do various things and various stuff that we are good at. Maybe we do our we follow our hobbies to cope up with this self confidence, or to boost up our self confidence. So where does this self confidence exactly comes from? I know it comes from within. Obviously it comes from a person. Unless he don't realize it, it won't
Mhm.
matter, or it won't affect him. So just kindly brief us about that. Where does this exactly comes from?
Okay. So it really comes from the time when we come into the world. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we come into the world, okay, you see a small child, maybe it's around, I'll say an average of 1 year of child, okay, 1 year, who is able to recognize that who is my mother, who is
Yeah.
my father, okay. Whenever he is hungry, he cries for what? Attention. And the mother comes and feeds the baby. Whenever
Yeah.
the mother is not near the baby, he cries because he feels that separation anxiety. I want my mom. Okay. Now, the good and the bad thing is that, in specifically to do with, you can say, India and Indian society, okay, where we were meant to be like, when we talk about India, we were always a family oriented
Yeah.
nation, okay, family first, okay. But you could say sadly, okay, I would not say that we are not against development, we are not against people pursuing their careers, but careers have been pursued, and in that process, children have, you could say, their upbringing has been affected. Okay, so you can give everything to your child. You can give an iPhone, iPad, best classes, computer, Byju's, this, that, all the great shoes, everything. Okay, but nothing can replace your love, hug, attention, affection for the child. Okay,
True.
and this is where the confidence develops or breaks in
Right.
the childhood. In the childhood, when, according to Abraham Maslow, there is a hierarchy of needs of human beings. Okay, first is your basic needs: food, clothing, shelter, intimacy. Second is your need to be, self-esteem needs to be loved, have connections, people around you. So
Yeah.
when the child is growing, and he seeks support and validation from his parents in the first place. Suppose parents are not available due to various reasons. Maybe husband and wife is fighting, both parents are working, or maybe there is chaotic environment in the family, or no good communication, some other reasons, okay. And the child feels left out, child feels alone, child feels emotionally unheard, not taken care of. There is this void that develops inside the child, that emptiness, that hollowness.
Yeah.
You know, people with low confidence are generally people who have this hollow feeling, not full feeling inside them.
Yeah.
And people tend to fill this hollow feeling by what? Maybe fake temporary relationships, addictions, and maybe any other things, external things, even materialistic things, money, everything, fame.
Turn
Na?
into
They want
suicidal
to,
as well. If I have seen many people, who doesn't get much love and attention from their family, they much turn into a disaster steps, and they just end up there taking their own life. It doesn't happen at many incidents. So yeah.
yes, yes, yes. So the basis of confidence, the core of the confidence. Okay, whenever I have seen someone with low confidence, and when I told them, "Tell me about your childhood," so it was a miserable childhood. It was a neglected childhood. It was.
Yeah.
I would say out of 190 were like that. So there is a deep connection between childhood upbringing and what you are at right now. It doesn't mean that it will dictate all your life. No.
All.
For that, there is Manyog, there are therapists, there are psychologists who can tackle the issue. There is the fear of abandonment which can be resolved through counseling. That is possible. But if it is coming, that low confidence from inside, that without trying anything, I have the fear of failure, then how does it come from? Suppose I never tried anything in my life and I have this fear of failure. I don't want to try. I have social anxiety. It means there is something coming from the childhood. Very possible. Okay. So the fact of confidence and me, I know who I am. I am Gurpreet Singh. Okay. Ultimately, I does not exist, but for my identity that I needs to be there. Okay, so that I can acknowledge myself with something. But that child learns that I when he gets that appreciation, affection from the parents. So confidence generally develops, and that term comes into existence from the childhood upbringing.
True. That's very well a procedure you explain, to us, that how it starts from the beginning and how till your whole life it's be there. And if there's something that basically a child, he catch up things so fast, so he remembers his whole life, and he pursue, and he sets up his life according to that thing, as per that upbringing. So that much, even in I'll talk about, this is the positive side you talked. I'll talk about my experiences. As a law student, I had a subject called juvenile justice. So even in that subject, it defends a criminal behavior as a juvenile, as a minor, that much more of his life, and why the reason he did the crime was that his upbringing, or his past was not much well with the family, and it affects him so much that he took this step again, like I told before. So this is very well, people don't talk really much about it too in the family, and they have a family issue, so they can't obviously much can't talk to the family. But yeah, there are people who can talk to. They can talk to their friends, and even if the friends' advice doesn't affect them, then they are people like we Manyo, and there are many more other therapists and counselors. They can go talk to them. It's nothing of shame, of shyness to go ahead with. So
I have something to add. Okay.
yeah,
I did not choose my parents. You did not choose your parents. Okay. I did not choose my childhood. I did not choose who will bully me. I did not choose who will abuse me sexually. Okay. Emotionally, physically. You know. I did not choose that I will go through a relationship breakup. I did not choose all of these things. But if I choose suffering, then that's not right.
that's what it is.
I did not choose all of these events, but
True.
I can really choose to heal. That is a possibility. That is a possibility at Manyog, that there are doors open for you, and everyone has a past. Everyone has their you could say trauma in their life, but
Yeah.
everything can be healed. It's possible, and if you continue with this unhealed life, that is more misery. Then that is your responsibility. Till
Correct.
now, it was not your responsibility, but if you continue with it, then that becomes your responsibility.
That we have seen that there's only, like, if I talk about myself, what I believe is that there are only two processes. You are born, and then it's dead. So in between, it's up to you that who you gonna be. It's your right, and so you can choose that what you wanna be, and what other things you wanna go pursue ahead on. I guess what the thing is that in sometime, as per Indian society, our parents restrict those things. Again, this comes to as a societal thing, so it gets restricted. But somehow there are some minds, they get they that doesn't really affect them. And I guess it's a good thing that they just focus on yourself, and they focus on themselves, so they can go ahead and pursue so very well in their careers or profession, or other things.
If you allow, I want to say something about parenting here
Yeah.
specifically. है ना? When you said parents, we are talking more about parents, and when we connect it with confidence, yes, there is a deep connection. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, a question parents should ask themselves. They should ask themselves. Okay. Why did you bring your child into existence? Simple question. What do you want to be intimate? Okay, then there are many different ways. Okay, to be intimate, the byproduct should not be something which you can't take care of. Okay,
True.
if you brought your child into this world, there must be some agenda.
Yeah.
What is this agenda? Is it LIC policy? जीवन के साथ भी जीवन के बाद भी okay? बड़े
Exactly.
होके हमारे क्या बुढ़ापे का सहारा बनेगा? No. It's not like that.
Like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not like you're giving birth to an LIC policy. No, that is not.
So
Second,
that they don't need us in the future. They are so much there. Yeah, carry on, please.
yes. Second is they feel we did not achieve certain things in our life. Let us have this mirror image of ourselves. Who will do it for us? No, it's not. You did not do it. Okay, the end. Okay, your aspirations cannot be. carry forwarded by your children who are unique people. Or
True.
doctor who has his child and he will be like, I wanted to be an MD, I was just an MBBS, now my child will be an MD. What nonsense. Maybe he's meant to be a painter, he's meant to be something else. Why do you want to make him a doctor?
Yeah.
So ask yourself, parents, why did you bring your children into this world? If you brought them here, your only responsibility is to make them self-reliant till the age of 18. Self-reliant.
Yeah.
Okay. And what parents do is that they make them codependent,
True.
dependent on themselves. Why? If they don't make them dependent, how will they overcome their fear of abandonment? How will
True.
they overcome their hidden fears? So to overcome your hidden fears, you are finding a therapist in your child.
Yeah.
That is you could say that is such a harsh thing to do.
True that.
Because find a therapist for yourself. Why will your child suffer
Yeah.
for your void in your life? Simple. You know, if he is in your life, make sure that you give him the best upbringing, best ethics, morals, values, best education, and make him self-reliant. That one day, if he tells you, "Okay, bye, mom, I'm going to live my life," you say, "Okay, be happy." Not like, "Why you are going? Why you are leaving me? Be with me. We did so much for you. This doesn't work.
Yeah.
This will never work." This is very funny to
It's not
even
what
say.
you want to work on. You can't
Ah.
rely. Yeah.
But this has been happening on a mass scale. Mass scale. Well, out of 100, you will say 90 people are doing such kind of parenting.
Yes. Particularly talking about Indian society. Uh,
Yes, yes, they are doing this. And ultimately, what they want, they never get.
yeah.
Because if not now, children will get mature at a certain age, maybe 18, 20, 25, 30, and then when the time they tell something, you will be like, I did not expect this from my son, my daughter. Okay, how can he abandon me? How he doesn't want to live with me? How come he's doing this? In fact, if you raise healthy children, chances are they will be with you till your life. You raise healthy children.
True.
But if you raise
Yeah.
fearful children, okay, they will find out their way out. If you want to tangle them in your relationships, they will find a way to untangle themselves.
True.
But if you give them freedom, countries and areas and cities where there is freedom, there is less crime. There
True.
is less crime. When there is more restraint, more restriction, okay, then there is more crime. Why? Everyone wants to taste the forbidden fruit.
True.
So if you keep them in that restrictions, okay, so they will smoke also, they'll drink also, they'll do drugs also, they'll get into many relationships also, they will do everything, but
Yes. So
never discuss anything with you.
true.
Have a healthy upbringing, and they will be like your friend. Okay, mom, I had a drink today. I did this today. I did this today. And they will be honest. If you want honesty from your children, it can be by giving them freedom, not by giving them those even prison-like feeling.
That limitations and
Yes.
restrictions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like if I talk about particularly me, from my parents, I got every right, right to choose, right to freedom, and then right to live. Then, but the only thing that Indians lack is the right to privacy. There is nothing like right to privacy. I guess it's a myth. It's really a big myth in Indian society if you talk about particularly, you know. And
Right.
that second of all, if that's another, that's make my that sums up my another question that that personally, if even if I have fake my self confidence sometime, that if I'm writing an exam, suppose I wrote my some exam, then at some point of time I'll be having that self confidence, but yeah, I can do this. But then at the back of my mind, there'll be at some point that I'll be a little bit of scared that okay, I might fail in this, this thing can't go right, and this might
Hmm.
turn into a failure or something. So there are people who just sometimes fake self confidence, and I just faked in this, but there are so much to faked in. So brief us about this. Like
Right.
is this the right thing, or like how
Hmm.
this happens?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. See, now it depends on what is your intention.
Yeah.
Intention. Okay. Suppose I'm going for a job interview and I'm really scared. I really feel like I'll miss out on the opportunity. I'll not be selected. I have this feeling. Okay. Now here, faking confidence. It amounts to not manipulating yourself, but it amounts to filling yourself with a positive possibility. Okay,
Yeah.
when we talk about affirmations, when we talk about positive self-talk, when we talk about cut down on your negative self-talk, okay, sometimes that fake confidence, okay, there have been researches in psychology that our brain reacts to our body language also, our own body language. So
Yeah.
suppose I'm sitting like this with my spine straight, okay, and I'm breathing deeply and I'm calm and composed. Brain will send certain signals which may help me calm down in the interview, which may help me perform well, understand things. If I'm writing an exam, I'll remember things better in a better way. So brain has this mechanism also that when you do something on the external front, okay, when you do externally something, it creates an internal impression of the same. Okay, internal impression of the same. Many people uh, in body language classes, they are being taught that whenever you feel that you are scared of something, okay, look into the mirror, okay, try to get bigger and show that dominance, to
Yeah.
something smaller than you, and it brings out the same level of hormones which are released, which make you feel powerful.
But
Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
kind of big. I'm coming to that.
Yeah.
So temporarily, for certain situations, momentarily, maybe for an interview, you are proposing a girl, you are writing an exam, you are doing something momentarily, you can fake confidence. Why? Because sometimes you are underestimating your possibility. So by faking confidence, you are getting to that right level of what I know I am. Okay. Then at that time, faking confidence is not faking confidence. It means believing in yourself. It means believing. Okay, I already know what I am, but I forgot what I am. So let me bring that fake confidence so that I get to where I am really. Now, in the long run, okay, faking confidence means moving around with a body and a mind which is empty and hollow. In the long run, it's empty. You know, you are not capable of doing things. You know you will fail miserably. You know from inside you are longing for that love, affection, care, validation. Everything is empty inside, and you try to show off that you are better at in a better state. It will not only further decrease your confidence. Why? Someone faking confidence, okay, fake believing in their abilities, unable to do things, will ultimately judge him in that process that, yeah, it was really a fake confidence. Yes, I could not achieve this. It means really I'm not worthy of achieving. So it sets a wrong parameter inside your brain.
True.
So I think it should be avoided all the time, faking confidence by upgrading your clothes or a car or your accessories or all of these things, or your some people have this fake accent, they want to show that we have this confidence, okay, will not last long, but for a short term goal, yes, I think you can use it. You were asking me something.
Yeah, so I was this very well explained, that why fake self confidence sometimes is important. Most of time it works for a person. So talking about the success part, that as you explained a little bit, I know that solid confidence does help in reaching it, helps a lot in reaching success. So how does it actually lead to success, that a person, I know from mentally he is prepared, that he is having this much self confidence that yeah, he will kill up in this thing, and he will just go for it, he can be successful. So now how does this affects a person, to for the success thing, like how it reaches, how it led a person to success.
So let us first discuss about what really high confidence or self esteem does to your thinking.
Mhm.
What really does it do? What change does it bring? Okay. First, as I told you, is that people with high confidence will have that self acceptance,
Yeah.
okay, and will love themselves unconditionally. The very first thing, loving yourself unconditionally means whatever anyone says about you, you don't believe it because you know who you are, okay, and many a times, see, okay, when we talk about success, okay, and when we think that we are in a race and everyone around us is competing with us, if suppose someone is competing with us and he wants to win the race, there are two ways of winning the race. First is I run faster than the other person. Second is I make him slower. I make him slower. And I make him rest, like the hare and the tortoise. I I maybe manipulate him. I maybe distract him. Only that is the way. If I don't have the ability to run faster, I will make the other person slower. This
Yeah.
is what negative people do in your life. Okay, if you don't have that self acceptance, they will create self-doubt.
Yeah.
Self-doubt. Self-acceptance is a self-doubt killer. But when there is no self-acceptance, self-doubt will flourish like a seed and very quickly. Everything. Someone will tell you have self-doubt in you with respect to your career, your relationship, your physical appearance, everything, and you'll start believing. Why? Because there was not self-belief. There was not self-acceptance. So if you love yourself unconditionally, so maximum times when people fail out of negativity from other people, that will never happen because you know who I am. You know, barking dogs are not going to make any difference in my life. Whatever they say, I know who I am. You tell me 100 times that my version or your point of view of my version, I will not believe because I know who I am. So if you have that high confidence and acceptance, you will love yourself unconditionally. This is the first step which makes you immune from falling down. Immunity, total immunity. It's like your Covaxin or Covishield, that it's your immunity from negative people. This is one thing. Okay. Second thing is that people who have high confidence, they feel worthy of living. They don't
Yeah.
get suicidal thoughts so often. Because they are enjoying their journey of life.
Yeah.
They don't take it like as it's like a very big backpack on their back and it's so heavy, it's so difficult to steer through. Like, no, that is not their aim. It becomes difficult when people become relevant in your life.
Yeah.
When you and your goal are relevant in your life, you and your goal, even if I'm slow, it's okay. I'm doing things. I'm being consistent. I'm failing. I'm learning. As long as I'm doing justice to my life, it's okay. I don't want to do justice to other person's time limit, other person's success definition, other person's, you could say, time frame. No, I'm doing justice to my 24 hours. That is fine. If I plan my 24 hours well, and when I'm sleeping, I'll give a pat on my back is that, yeah, I did justice today. Even if 100 people tell me that you are a failure or you did not do enough, I know that I did enough. So that is one thing, okay? People who have high confidence will enjoy the relationships well because, again, okay, one point I want to make out here, many people are in a relationship just because they want to feel loved.
True.
They want that. There should be someone who calls me up, texts me, I miss you and I love you, and someone who gives me this validation again and again. Okay, that I am there, I am relevant.
True. True.
Do we actually need someone to make us relevant? Then what happens if this person disappears? You become irrelevant.
True that.
And irrelevant in life means, okay, let me not live life. So many people suicide. Okay, if you want to be relevant for yourself. Why you want to be relevant for other people? That I'm relevant for my wife, I'm relevant for my husband, I'm relevant for my boss. Okay,
That
not
drive.
required.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yes.
True.
So, if with high confidence you find relevance in your journey, okay, you are not in. See, one important aspect is that anticipation. Anticipation is life killer.
True.
Anticipation is a life killer. I'm always asking, finding, waiting for something. Waiting for the right partner, waiting for the right job, waiting for happiness, waiting for right health, waiting for happiness, waiting for everything, waiting. I'm in the waiting room. I'm not living life.
True.
I'm waiting. Everyone is waiting for everything. I will be happy when I get 1 lakh salary. So why can't you be happy with 20,000 if you're getting now? I will be happy if I get married to this girl. I will be happy if my parents do this for me. I will be happy if my partner does this for me. Then your happiness becomes external. Okay, we'll come to this sometime later in self love or something. But extrinsic motivation, intrinsic motivation, external motivation is not going to last long.
True.
You know, how long can a salary hike can motivate you? Just tell me. You know, if you have a salary hike, it will motivate you for 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. After that, it becomes normal for you.
True that.
You know? But intrinsic motivation is that I love doing what I'm doing. I love living my life. I love communicating with my wife, with my husband, with my partner. I love my job at my workplace. I love the process. I'm not anticipating for something.
True.
People who are addicted to things, they are anticipating. I will get this. I want to get this. And anticipation means misery. Anticipation means suffering. Anticipation means you are validating to yourself that your current life is not right, it's not happy.
True.
So we are slightly even deviating because things are connected to each other. When because confidence, as simpler it may sound, it comes from very deep within,
True. Yeah, true
from a
that.
lot of things.
True.
So you could get me on track if we are deviating.
So I guess there are much more things that actually that's a good point that you mentioned. There are so much variance and then so much distraction, I shall say, if a person is going towards his goal, and if a person is going towards its aim or whatever he decided, suppose a work in his daily routine. There's so much barriers, that makes a person to believe, that makes a self confidence as low as himself. He also goes low, and his self confidence also goes low, and then he started doubting on himself, too many questions, and in his mind, in his thoughts, and then the thoughts will turn into a negative thoughts. Then it somehow lead to a failure, or that person doesn't pursue that thing. He just left it out right there. So uh, how why this self confidence this go low, and why, or is it a good thing that sometimes a person should be in the limit of the self, that he should his self confidence should be low, so that he don't like we say, dhokha kha jana, and like that,
Hmm.
so how it affects it.
See, self confidence should ideally be
True. Yeah.
uh, at your level of your understanding of yourself. Okay, neither high, neither low. It should be like, I know myself, na,
Hmm.
what I am. That is like, I know myself, what I am. Okay.
Yeah.
When we use the word confidence, okay, it comes to our mind like someone as if there is a Superman with a superpower who is just flying off the sky. And we feel that power, in that
Yeah.
word confidence. Okay, like Red Bull gives you wings, it's like similar to that. Okay.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the word is glamorized to that extent. Whenever we see motivational videos, we do watch on YouTube, and this the motivation lasts for how much time? 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ultimately, we have to be self-driven.
Yeah.
People fail because they are not self-driven. If you are reward-driven, suppose Milkha Singh, we lost such a great sportsman. If Milkha Singh was to run a race very fast, like a flying sick, and he reached the point,
Yeah.
and no one clapped, no one shouted his name, no one cheered up for him. Will that he get that dopamine release in his brain and that kick that, yeah, I have won? No, no, because we are focusing on this release.
True.
We are just, again telling you, coming back to anticipation, we are anticipating. We
Yeah.
want we want something to be there at the end.
True.
We want something to be seen, something big to be seen. But what about the journey?
We don't
And I
focus on.
have a bike. I ride a bike and I reach from maybe Delhi to Leh and Ladakh. But I just click a photo with the tombstone there, and there I know that, okay, I have reached Ladakh. Everyone knows I reached Ladakh, but I don't have I don't figure out what was there in the way where I was traveling. So many beautiful scenes, so many
Yeah.
things to see. I missed out everything.
True.
Missed out everything. So we see, being goal driven is not wrong, being goal driven, but when you fail, once you fail, or you get disappointed, or people don't acknowledge your efforts, then again you will stop. I had this guy who came to me and said that my dad promised me that he will give me a bike if I get 60% in my exams. I got 60% exact. He did not give me a bike, and he stopped his studies because his motivation was goal driven to the fact of getting reward.
True.
If your aim in your life is to be just happy doing what you are doing, you will never want to reach an end.
True.
You don't want to, if you don't want to reach an end, then it is always your and the growth zone. You will always be growing, you will always be getting better.
True.
Suppose maybe you are into maybe bodybuilding, or you are into fitness, and maybe you know that I know I want to get this much inch of bicep, this many abs, and this is my level, maybe 6-7% body fat, ideal fat, and you achieve that goal. Then what? Then what? You do nothing. You stop working out. No, you are on that journey that I feel happy exercising. I
True.
feel happy seeing me improve. I see happy building my muscles, and I feel happy with that process, not the end result. Anyone who is just chasing the end result will stop, and then confidence will come down. Confidence is like caffeine, up and down. Have a cup of coffee, and then you feel high, then low, then high, then low. No, this way life will be misery. High and low, high and low, high and low. If you want that constant happiness in life, it will be I want to achieve my goals because I really love my goal. But many people are not doing what they love. Maximum people are not doing what they love. They are in a career by chance. They are in a relationship by chance. They are in anything in their life. They are by chance.
True.
So that is why they want external validation, motivation to make themselves feel like okay, I am doing the right thing. See, even drug addicts and people who are into addictions, they want a group of people to validate what they are doing is right. They also
Yeah.
know it's wrong. But when 10 people around them say, oh wow, very nice, we are doing the right thing, they feel harm, we are doing the right thing.
True.
But they are not.
Yeah. We work, or we overthink a lot about future, that we stop living in the present. We don't much work on our present, thinking about what the future result will be or might be. And we expect so much, or we just assume so much, we overthink so much, that will leads to a failure as well. That's mostly an aspect of a failure. So that makes my another question, that if a person went to a failure, how a one person suffering from a mental issue, suppose a depression, anxiety, or any other thing that's a mental issue, so disorder. So how he can boost up his confidence. We can't just say him that things that we say that yeah, okay, do this, your confidence will boost up, because somehow they are mentally disturbed. It's affect them so much that their self-confidence just low, just too low, or it's just dead. It's hard to build up their confidence. So how such person can build up their or boost up their self-confidence and self-esteem?
Hmm. So when we talk about mental illness, as you told, maybe anxiety or depression, okay. If
Yeah.
we take the biological factors into consideration, so according to psychiatrists, it is because of imbalance of neurochemicals in the brain. Okay,
Okay.
certain neurochemicals, neurotransmitters, serotonin, norepinephrine,
Yeah.
and then dopamine. Okay, less of these neurochemicals or more of these neurochemicals in the brain may be causing some behavior or
Yeah.
some mood or some feelings. Okay, usually depression and all of these things are called mood disorders with respect to mood. Okay, now if it is coming from the biological aspect, many a times you keep motivating a person who is in depression, clinical depression, again and again and again, they will fall back in that same place, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Many people see, according to psychiatrists, depression has a genetic predisposition, that because their father was depressed, so they are depressed, so they have this genetics, because
Yeah.
of that they have. But ultimately, it's also being said that till the time there will be no trigger in your life, someone cannot be depression or anxiety prone. There has to be some trigger. And
Yeah.
for the trigger to affect you, your cope up mechanisms have to be very bad. If
Yeah.
your cope up mechanisms are never being good, you never exercise, you never meditated, you never did anything productive for yourself. So whenever any stress factor comes in your life, you'll suddenly fall.
Yeah.
And what happens is that they get prone to depression. Okay,
Yeah.
studies have shown that women who were pregnant and were carrying a baby were not shown love, affection, care by their husbands or by in-laws. They developed mental illnesses, postpartum depression, post-delivery. Okay, but there has to be a trigger event in their life. So ultimately, the trigger event is also causing their state of mind, not just genetics. Okay, not just genetics. Okay, maybe someone's father had diabetes, but their son does not have diabetes,
True.
because just genetics does not control. Maybe the son uh, wakes up at time every day, exercises every day, has healthy food, keeps himself fit. So genetic predisposition has nothing to do with their illness. Okay, so you have to develop these people's cope up mechanisms through counseling. Okay, as Manjug is a platform for this purpose. Through counseling, teach them maybe mindfulness, teach them meditation, teach them coping mechanisms, teach them how to journal things in their life, okay, how to vent out their emotions, then remove their cognitive distortions. When they feel they have black and white thinking in their life, or overgeneralization, or maybe the polarization, or they feel in a certain way which is not accurate. So correct those feelings with the help of a therapist. Okay, so all these things will slowly get them out of that depressive state when they feel more in control of what are their thoughts, behaviors, and actions.
True.
And then maybe ways to improve confidence and all of these techniques will matter to them. Only then. So it has to go through a process of professionals at Manyog or any other place where they feel uplifted. At least you airlift them from their issue
True.
and to
True.
a secure place, and then we carry them forward.
Yeah. That's actually a very well information, that you proceed, and that you gave us. A person suffering from mental uh, disease or issue, he can actually work on himself, by like keep on motivating, and to sum up some things. So that actually makes my one last question, Gurpreet, that how how this helps a person to maintaining his lifestyle and just go on with it, and just follow up in a regular manner. As you told, if a person is following a particular thing for 21 days, or suppose a month, so he'll be going on with that, right? So he'll be following that thing in particular. If a result will come at some point, so how a person can do this, how a person can follow up this as a maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I'll say, how much it is affected a person.
Right. So we go step by step. As the first step we already discussed is self acceptance. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I would ideally suggest that if a person has too much of a low confidence in their life, maybe it's also coming from their childhood, unhealed, maybe some trauma, bullying, anything, or maybe they suffered from body shaming, so many things they affect people, so ideally they should go through a counselor or a psychologist through them. Okay, why? So that whatever guidance they are given is scientifically proven, they are proven techniques, and there is a proper framework, it should be a particular framework, so if they go through a proper psychologist, first is self acceptance, second is getting them rid of their cognitive distortions, that is, you could say, irrational thinking, errors in thinking, getting them out of that. Third is planning a particular daily schedule for them, each and every hour of the day what they should do, including some level of exercise, some meditation techniques, including mindfulness meditation in their routine, okay, including prayers and gratitude in their, you could say, life, and then journaling. Okay, many people lack a person who can listen to them, a lending ear. So at that time, they should be have that option that they can express their feelings on a piece of paper, whatever they maybe they can record what they want, and maybe they can write down in a journal something which affects them, okay, about their day. So this will help them slowly express themselves emotionally, slowly and steadily. Then your aim should be to make them self-reliant. Maybe I have so many people who husbands and wives are always crying, cribbing, husband not giving time and not respecting and not maybe appreciating them, but they are not pursuing their careers. Maybe after post pregnancy, they gave up on their careers, and they became a husband pleaser, or maybe they were giving too much in the relationship and they did not get it back. So find out yourself first,
Yeah.
not because I want to work because I want to be good in my eyes of my husband. No, not like that. You want to work because you want to keep your skills alive, your talent alive, your career alive. You want to live your career, you want to enjoy your career. Okay, then do work. Maybe it's part time, it's okay. If you have kids, do it for few times, few hours in a day. But
Yeah.
you have to get back to that, what I am without anyone. What
Yeah.
are you without anyone? And that is the important thing. Okay, I am someone's wife, someone's husband, someone's daughter, someone's son, someone's employer. I work in this company. That what is your identity? Even if you're not working, what is your identity? What you do, what you are. So
Yeah.
find your identity. And slowly, when someone finds their identity, their confidence will boost up. They will feel good about themselves, and ultimately, self-esteem will also grow.
True that. That's very well said, Gurpreet. Is there anything you want to add on more, or is there anything something I left from my side to ask you, or is there anything particular ways or tips that you want to discuss with us? Please.
Okay. So, see, I again, my all my attention goes just towards parenting. Okay, if parenting done correctly,
True.
many issues of low confidence will be, you could say, they will not exist. They will
True.
cease to exist, first of all. And how many people have low confidence in later events in their life, maybe a business failure or a relationship breakup or something. But again, when I found out these people also had something in the childhood, it
Yeah.
was only a repeat pattern. Very few people who were confident in life and they suddenly had a breakup in life or a business failure and then they went into that stress. No, they were people who had, you could call it a genetic predisposition, or you could call it at a triggering event in the childhood. It was already there. So give your children the best childhood you can. And the best childhood does not mean giving them a PlayStation or giving them bikes and cars and we could say luxury or all of this thing. No,
True.
your love, affection, care, hugs, cuddles are enough
True.
to give them the strength to overcome any issues in their life. This is enough.
True.
This is just enough. Nothing more required. But if you lack this and you give 100 other things, you can't compensate. This is the only thing, because ultimately people who have mental health issues and everything, and then it is the parental thing. We can't change much things because the parenting is already being done, the programming is already being done. There is in the childhood the brain is more neuroplastic, it can change tremendously in the childhood.
Yes.
So everything is already changed. Very of course, by counseling, psychotherapy, you can change behavior. It takes time, because the programming was done in the childhood, so it takes time. So ultimately, parenting done right is like you have done your goal well, you have lived your life well. Parenting should be done well.
Yeah.
That is the only thing.
So I guess that's very much information related to self confidence. As for a child as well as for parents as well. That, if a right parenting can change a lot of things as a personal, as a personality development. It makes a person so well to do, and that much carry on forward to the genes and carry on forward as per the generation. That goes on. That then sons, then son, then they will follow up the same procedure. That that yeah, this was the way we got raised. We got love, we got hugs, we got cuddles. So this is the way we're gonna raise our sons and our daughter. Yeah, please.
Hollow people will spread hollowness.
True.
Empty people will spread emptiness. An empty child who becomes a parent and is empty, will want to use their child to comfort themselves. Again, emptiness goes there and it passes on. One change from our side, from your side,
Yeah,
can change your genetics completely.
true
If
that.
I do that change, I can change my generations.
True that.
That is possible.
That one thing can lead up to so many good other reasons and so many good other things that that actually will affect somehow the society, right? So because we each one of us are contributing something to the society, in any form, in any other form. So that's very much great information I personally had, and as well as our audience, Gurpreet. I'll say that I don't want to end up right here. I really want to have some more information, but I guess I won't be taking you much time as well, and we'll sum up here. And thank you so much, Gurpreet, for having such an great input from your end.
Thank
I
you to
really
you
enjoyed
too
our
for the
audience.
opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll catch
Okay.
back soon.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.